On the line.
We'll now call the meeting to order, and we'll do a moment of silent prayer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Mrs. Frank,
Mayor Kindle.
present.
Councilwoman Costantino is, oh. Councilman Jenny.
Here.
Councilwoman LaPrat.
Here.
Councilwoman Sawicki.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Williams.
Present.
Councilman Toussaint.
Present.
Acting City Manager Szymanski.
Here.
City Attorney DeWally.
Here.
All right. I need a motion to approve the minutes.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll offer the motion to accept, receive, and file the minutes of the regular city council meeting held September 16th, 2024, and to receive and file the library board meeting minutes held on August 15th, 2024.
Support.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, public comments on agenda items. You can speak on the agenda items only if you have anything to say about the agenda items. Seeing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. I need a resolution.
Madam Mayor, can I make the resolution to approve the consent agenda items 1 through 11?
Support.
Discussion?
Madam Mayor? Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I just had one question, which was on item number 2, which was the payment to Macomb County Community College. So when I was reading, I saw that that was for the Public Safety Academy. And I know in the letter that Mr. Hamling, our director, has sent, he said something about there was we applied for and received grant funds. So I was just wondering whether that's being paid from grant funds or whether it's from another source.
Jason's right there.
Yeah, where's the chief?
Right here.
Yeah, right there. Chief, you wanna shed some light on this?
Yes, we received grant funds, actually an amount of 23,700 and some change. And that covered, Carrie Wilson is our cadet that's in the academy. That covered her tuition, uniforms, and also covered her salary while she was in the academy, while she's in the academy. So yes,
So yes, this 5,000 is coming out of
it's
that.
coming out of the grant money. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, Chief. Is there any other discussion?
Madam Mayor,
Yes?
for Drive Creative Services, I mean, I'm not gonna stop this one for going through, but I think that our newsletter, by the time it goes out, it's already old and out of date. And I'm thinking that maybe we should just go with an online newsletter that would be a lot less expensive and it would be more current. I mean, still do the, this fall newsletter and do the calendar and all that, but after that, maybe like start thinking about, getting with the times.
Okay. You have anything?
It's very popular with the residents. They call about it, they ask about it all the time. They love looking at pictures of their children, their neighbors, playing on the streets. People, not everybody is computer literate in the city.
Right.
All right, is there any way to get it so it's not out of date before it arrives?
Well, we can only do it quarterly, and we can only, I want to say, publish what has taken place historically, so that's as good as it gets right there. We try to put future tidbits in there, but, again, we're capturing everything that was done in a prior quarter. But we will wind up getting, once we launch the new website, which we're very close to doing.
Okay,
We
good.
will have another platform to interface with the public.
All right, and we can put what's happening now and there. Okay,
Yeah.
that'd be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any further discussion?
Yeah, Madam Mayor, just to address a little bit of that, I know the one I got recently, I really liked it because it was very informative. It listed a lot of different groups and agencies, and it gave a lot of information. And so I really appreciate seeing it actually as a hardcover rather than often online, because online, I don't always see things, But the hardcover, it was really nice. This
Well, I
last
think
one.
Maria would be very grateful for all the hard work she puts into
That's nice.
making sure that news letter goes out. All
Yeah,
right.
I, just to clarify, I don't want to do away with the newsletter. I just want, maybe something online that
Well-
we can update regularly. But if we're getting a new website that's going to be not so antiquated, that will be very, very helpful.
Okay, is there any further discussion?
Yeah, Madam Mayor.
Yes?
One of the only challenges I see is sometimes the postal people just don't get it to every house. And
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to work
That's
with that one, because I
really,
didn't get the last one
that's
myself.
with
Yeah,
the post
me
office,
neither.
it's not with the mailing.
The
It's
post office.
addressed to every mailer, because sometimes I don't get it either.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it depends on your mail carrier. But if you see your mail carrier, you can always ask them, well, what happened to my newsletter, It should have been out. They probably go find it in their bag or truck, but
I think a lot of times it happens when they get the substitutes.
anyway. All right, is there
Leave
any,
them a tip.
is there any further discussion? Okay, roll call vote, Ms. Franks.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Councilman Jenny.
Yes.
Councilwoman LaPrat.
Yes.
Councilwoman Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Okay, that takes us to old business, and since we have none, new business and city manager's report.
Okay, item G1, progress payment number 1, pavement striping program number 180-342. Mayor and council attaches a letter from our city engineers transmitting progress payment number 1 on the 2024 pavement striping program number 180-342. It is recommended that this payment be approved. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
make the resolution to approve payment to PK Contracting LLC in the amount of $12,103.78 for progress payment number 1 on the 2024 pavement striping program number 180-342.
Support?
Okay, any discussion?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I'm very pleased to see that the striping is going in for all of our crosswalks and stops. But I'm a little curious as to whether they're going to be able to go back and correct the placement of the stripes along Harper, because they are a little bit too far over to prevent parking lanes safely. So I just want to kind of mention that once again.
Right, I believe AEW has taken that, right? Do you want to address that? It's something that's been taken under advisement. They are supposed to be getting that corrected, but she's the director, she should be able to tell you.
What we do at the end of each project is a punch list, so we'll go through and any incorrect lines, any deficiencies, anything that was missed will be corrected at that time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, are there any further discussion?
Yes, Madam Mayor.
Yes.
Is this striping, is this like some restriping that's done because it's out of warranty?
No, this is striping that we haven't done in years and years and years. And we're just playing catch-up on it right now. We're gonna go through the whole city. I think this is about, what, a quarter done? There's still...
Maybe a third.
Or a third? Yeah, there's still quite a bit to do.
All right,
And Madam Mayor,
Yes?
along with the striping, I saw the new stop signs that we have and the crosswalk. So all of that came together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're thinking about some kind of reflective
Material.
on the stop signs on Harper, and maybe whatever, but we definitely need them right here at the new stop sign because people are not used to it. But you need to be cognizant of when you drive, and nothing is usual. You need to be prepared. But since we in this time frame, we're gonna think of a little different way to make that more user-friendly, I guess you said.
And Madam Mayor, I think that when the striping goes in on the street, that'll also catch attention, because there's no striping in that area.
Well, yeah, but it's old striping.
Right.
And that's what all needs to be done, because we want our children safe
Absolutely.
crossing over to Tyrone and to the other school. It's unfortunate that maybe our bridge is at the end of the list. I'm looking at bridges along 94, and some of them have still been out for a few years. So hopefully we will stay on top of our MDOT and senators and representatives and keep making noises, because I can't see our bridge being out for 2 years. That is just inhumane for the children. That's the only way they have a way to get across the streets.
Safely,
All right, is there any further discussion? Roll call vote, Mrs. Frank, please.
Councilman Jenny.
Yes.
Councilwoman LaPrat.
Yes.
Councilwoman Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Okay, item G2, Wayne County Grant Award Community Center. Mayor and Council, the city is receiving a grant from Wayne County for $379,035 to supplement the community center grant from the state of Michigan for $1.5 million for a combined total of $1,879,035. The entire cost of this community center will be approximately $2.4 million, with the remaining $520,965 coming from the city of Harper Woods. The Harper Woods part will be spread over 2 to 3 fiscal years at a cost of approximately $173,655 per year. The city has budgeted these amounts for 24 and 25, and the community center could not be built without all financing options being received and coordinated. The request is for the acceptance of Wayne County's part of $379,035. It is my recommendation that this grant be accepted. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I'll offer the resolution to accept the grant from Wayne County in the amount of $379,035 to be used for the City of Harper Woods Community Center, and further to authorize the acting city manager to sign the intergovernmental agreement with Wayne County on behalf of the city.
Support.
Any discussion?
Madam Mayor, I know I contacted you over the weekend to express some concern about the design of the facility. Because I know in discussions with residents that we had over the summer, several residents had mentioned the desire to have a walking path inside, desire for space that's usable by senior citizens in the community. And when I looked at the design, I thought it would be more beneficial to the community to have perhaps more meeting rooms or a kitchen attached, or even these old-fashioned school areas, gyms, where they have the basketball court and then a little stage over there and a little kitchen attached, so we could use it as a multi-function facility. I believe that you have ideas that you'd like to see happen with this facility, which I welcome. I really look forward to hearing. But I'm wondering, are we locked into this design because it's part of the grant?
No, it's
Okay.
not. But Mr. Henson can explain to you a little bit more. Some things has to be put in place before you can even apply for a grant. So that was that rendering. It was not something etched in stone.
First of all, just to let everybody know what's going on, we will not really have a final design for the center for several months, primarily because we have to bid out the selection of the A&E firm, the architectural and engineering firm, that's going to design it. We did manage to change our spending plan so that we get at least 2 more months of construction that we didn't have before. We're in the process of submitting that to the state. So there's a process between now and February. Hopefully by the end of March or the middle of March, we will actually have a final design. So there's ample time to get all the input from not only the city council persons, but everybody.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Is there any further discussion?
Yes, Madam Mayor? Yeah, I was looking at the picture and the picture that was sent to us is really hard to see. It's really dark, so we can't really see what the design of the outside of the building will look like. And I was just wondering, we had talked about splash pad for the kids. So we're not doing the splash pad anymore? No splash pad? Okay. And the 2 meeting rooms, those will be for the community to use, or?
Yeah, this is just a prototype. We had to have something in
Right.
place when we applied for the grant. Even the city's contribution, it may not come from the city. We may have a last-minute grant that comes in. But we had to make a commitment because the money is drying up like a desert.
Yeah.
No more questions?
Thank you, Dan. Is there any further discussion? Roll call vote, Mrs. Frank.
Councilwoman LaPrat?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sawicki?
Yes.
Councilman Tucson?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Kindle?
Yes.
Councilwoman Costantino?
Yes.
Councilman Jenny?
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes.
And that concludes the city manager's reports.
All righty then. Well, this takes us to call the audience. Anyone that's disabled or having a hard time getting up to the microphone, please step up first, and everyone else will follow behind. We have no takers, we'll move on.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Juan Ruiz, Hunt Club. First, I want to say, Mayor, congratulations on your award.
Thank you,
the other
appreciate
day.
it.
And just want to follow up. I know we've been having a lot of the water main leaks on Vernier and even on some of the back streets. I know it's out of control, but do you know if that's a bigger thing that the state might be working on along with the county? Because anything with that, some water lines?
We are working on some grants with them, but as of now, this is, our expense.
Yeah.
And we're doing the best we can to minimize it and to control any kind of inconvenience.
I mean, I just want to say, very responsive, but I just know that it's ongoing. It looks like it's something that we need to look at collaborating.
It's going to have a permanent fix.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Hi. Good evening, everyone. My name is Raymond Landrum. I stay on Arthur.
I'm sorry, sir. Would you state your name?
Oh, I did. Raymond Landrum.
Okay.
I'm a resident of the city. So my question was that so my question is that are we going to get any like garbage, like city garbage cans? Because the rats it's out of control. in her neighborhood, and I was wondering, like, to me, we're the only city that have those old school garbage cans. So, and I was wondering, with like taxes going up, and homeowners taxes going up, are we going to get like any city garbage cans?
Okay, that contract doesn't expire for a few more years. I want to say that particular program that you're talking about with the canisters requires special garbage trucks. That's millions and millions of dollars. So that's something that the city council, we're not in a position to talk about right now because we still got years to go on the existing contract. But as far as rat control, DPW, I believe you have some flyers on rat control, and essentially people shouldn't feed them, you know, and by
Well, we
feeding.
feeding them with these old school garbage cans that's being outside. And people putting
that's,
stuff and putting naked garbage out on the curb, that's feeding them.
yeah, we don't have the financial ability to do that right now.
But I've been here for 8 years, and y'all always say that.
Yeah,
You get
well,
the
this is
taxes
an
going
8-year
up.
contract that we're on, and like I said, we're just climbing out of a financial hole that we've been in for the last, 8 years. Certainly, we'll look at it.
But it's like y'all just renewed it because the company that's doing it now is called Priority. The old company was called what?
Yeah, they bought their contract though, and everything in it.
Yeah, because the way they handle the trash, it's like they handle it any kind of way anyway. They
Yeah,
throw it everywhere and trash be all over the ground and stuff like that. I think it would be better. I think the rats would probably it will go away if we had the same thing like East Point got, Detroit has, Rose Point. So I'm saying, why do we still have these old school?
Yeah, we're locked in a contract. We hear what you're saying.
And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who have been complaining about that.
Yeah, no, there's been other people, but if there's trash on the street, let this lady back here know about it. It's a new company. They're learning the city route, so to speak, and, complaints will straighten them out. They miss my garbage too.
Man, all the time. I call a lot up here because they miss my garbage and they mishandle my garbage. But I thought that it needs to be addressed because we do pay taxes for stuff like that, and it needs to be addressed.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
The director right there is the person that you need to talk to, right there.
Right here.
Hi, well, you know who I am. Heather, thank you. My water valve is fixed, the shut-off valve. Next thing I want to find out is what's going on with Beaconsfield. Because I'm seeing all these different things that you people didn't know about it, this and that and this and that, and now you have to repair it, and you're going to want the people of this city to pay for it again. You are the people, when he said you need to make a payment every time, voted yes. So you people should pay for it out of your own pocket. Don't come back at the city of Harper Woods to pay for it because you didn't get a warranty on it. The next thing, in this magazine, the new one right here, what I don't understand, under business directory, says education. The only school I see up there is Chandler Park Academy. Harper Woods isn't good enough? I mean, this does say City of Harper Woods. I mean, it should be on there. Now, the next thing, the sewers are breaking all over the place here. They've been in here since 1970. And what do? You keep replacing and replacing and replacing. Or repairing, repairing all the time. I've had a person look at all the records, and he's done a calculation that it would cost you less money to replace it than to repair it. The one down the street from me has been repaired 4 times.
Mr. Pratt, you need to lower your voice. You're not.
You know that's the way I talk.
No.
It's the way I talk all the time. Now, the next thing what I want to ask is, I found out, and I can't believe this, when he retires, he's not going to have a retirement package. Who does that? I left my job in 2009. When I retire, I still got a retirement money coming. What is going on? You just flat out tell them to go to hell? They don't have nothing to come in after they retire? I mean, that's insane. That's why we can't get any people to work here.
He's not a city employee.
Huh?
Rob or
A police officer that worked here for 25 years isn't city employed. He gets paid by the city.
I thought you
Well, I
pointed
pointed
to
at him, but I'm talking about police officers and everybody else.
Then please get your facts straight.
Well, then answer, what, they don't have a retirement package?
They have a union contract, all their benefits, wages, working conditions, and everything else is laid out in their collective bargaining. They bargain for it, they vote for it.
All right. Now, the thing I want to ask now is about this pocket park, because I'm still confused here, because it's $300,000. We got a grant for $200,000, and there's still $100,000. Did you say that you had the money set off to the side or something for this $100,000? Because this comes out of our pockets again.
This is Act 51 money from the state. It's road funds, local road
So
funds.
our taxes will not go up because of this $100,000.
Correct.
One penny.
Correct.
Okay,
Okay.
Mr. Kraft, your time is up. Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak?
Hello, Tony Wagner, Washtenaw. Just because the garbage pickup service is like a point of contention every month, it seems like, year after year. Just to point out another side of that, because I'm not sticking up for GFL or priority one way or the other, but I've always thought that maybe if there was some kind of, I don't know, educational campaign or something the city could do. I live on Washtenaw, and half of my neighbors have no idea how to put their garbage out by the curb. And this is not a new, I mean, I noticed it when I retired 7 years ago and started going through my neighborhood taking walks and realized these folks don't bag it up properly or can it properly. So I think a lot of times the sanitation company gets blamed for the mess, and that mess really goes back to the residents. I don't know what the answer is. I suspect the people who are the worst offenders are the least likely to read a notice or an advisory or a quarterly newsletter or whatever. But like I say, so much of this goes back to the residents. I am really embarrassed when I walk down my neighborhood. You know, the big Family Dollar bags, those are not the same as a hefty 33-gallon trash bag.
Right.
And just another side, my next door neighbor and I, we feed about maybe 7 stray cats. And I live right behind you, Mayor, okay? You remember Beth, your neighbor? She had, I think, 9 cats.
Yes.
And we don't have rats. I'm not saying stray cats should be mandatory, but I know around the corner on Kenosha, the guy's putting out rat poison in his garage. We don't have rats where I'm at. We just have a lot of cats hanging out.
You have a lot of
So
cats.
just an idea. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Good idea.
Is there anyone else? Fine. All right. Call the council, starting with you, Councilwoman Williams.
Good evening, everyone. Pleased to see everyone out. Just a few comments about the trash can and the rats. That was something that has been brought up many, many times in our council meetings, because it was a concern that I brought up several times. But when our contract do expire, I think we got a couple more years, that's something that we really was going to consider. So at that time we can, but we can't right now because we are locked into the contract. But it's something that many of us was considering, getting the bigger containers. It does come at a cost, however, because every resident in the city will have to get the new containers. So it will come at a cost though, you know, for the residents. But that is something that we definitely was considering when that contract do expire. It's already, you know, it's already been discussed and talked about. So when that contract expires, you know, we will be, you know, talking about that. The other thing is Beaconsfield, often hear, you know, about the cracks in Beaconsfield. A couple of months ago, when that was brought also up to our council meeting, several of us went down Beaconsfield. We were looking for these major cracks. The biggest cracks were not actually on Beaconsfield, not in Harper Woods. When you pass Kingsville, you're in Detroit, and that's where those big cracks really were. The new pavement was from Harper Woods part all the way down to 8 Mile. That part is still very well. There's only small cracks, and that we are repairing all the small cracks. But the big cracks was on past Kingsville, which is on the Detroit side. Many of us went up and down the street, walking, driving, looking for those major cracks. And I'm telling you, we did not see them. We saw small cracks, which we are going to repair, and the big ones was past Kingsville. Okay. Want to congratulate the mayor. Yesterday, I think she attended a big meeting, and she was nominated. She got an award for being the Black Mayor of the Year. So great job on that. Thank you. And the other thing is, I got an award too. I wasn't here last time to get it. Well, see, I have it now.
Mr. Tucson showed your award last.
So I'm very proud of this because I worked hard with the Michigan Municipal League. That's our elected officials, and I went through a training, and it took like several weeks of training. It's a women's leadership, elected leadership intensive. So it was a very good program with women leaders. I got to meet the mayors from the 5 Grosse Pointes and really get to know them. So it was an excellent program. I hope others on the council get a chance to go through this and take this. But I really like my award. I'm very proud of it. Okay.
Ms. LaPrette?
There's tomorrow night at 7 o'clock right here at Wayne County Community College, the League of Women Voters is putting on a forum for this senior millage that's going to be on the ballot. There's a little confusion going on about it. So if you have questions, one, you can go on the League of Women Voters Grosse Pointe page, click, and there's a fact page. So a lot of your questions can be answered right there. But you can go to this forum if you have some questions. The millage is 0.35. It should cost the average Harper Woods house about $16 a year. Obviously, if you live in Grosse Pointe Shores, it might cost you significantly more, but we don't. So, but I would suggest going on their website, looking at the facts, what this is actually about, what it's paying for, or attend the forum tomorrow night over at Wayne County Community College and get all your questions answered.
Okay, thank you.
I'm good.
Yes. Nothing?
I just want to piggyback on what Mrs. LaPrette said, that the millage, the senior millage, goes toward our senior services, which come from the Helm, and so that helps to pay for senior services for our community, as well as the communities of the points. And so it really is, in my opinion, a valuable program. But getting information directly from the league would be very helpful for most people. I want to mention that I attended the 60th celebration at the library, 60 years of serving the people of Harper Woods, and that was a very nice function that they had over there. So congratulations to our library. And I'm also curious, and I'm asking whether the city could look into whether grants are available to help pay for the larger cans, because I'd heard that sometimes you can get grant money from the providers, for example, Priority. They might have money available to communities to help pay, because these cans are going to cost residents, close to $200, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
And for some of our residents, that's a big chunk,
Mm-hmm.
And then of course, the cost of our collection is going to also likely increase because it's got to be specialized pickup. And if we don't go with the cans, or if we go with a blend of cans and bags, that even costs more.
Right.
So there's a lot of consideration going into all of this. And I'm always aware of what is it going to cost the residents. But those larger cans would be valuable if they help with rats. They don't always help depending on how they're being used. So it's most beneficial, I think, to look at, you know, how, I love the idea of having a campaign where we're giving information to residents about best practices, because a lot of people don't realize that feeding the birds or feeding, you know, or not picking up your dog feces feeds rats, you know. And so if you're not being really diligent about these things, that is a problem. So that might be a very good next step, just to get the word out to all residents about what they need to do in order to reduce the rodents.
Well, for the month of September, I believe it was if I'm not mistaken, you had a whole list of stuff on there for the month of September in your calendar, telling you about all that,
Yeah.
right? I didn't think I missed it, but I knew it was there.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
The offenders don't read.
Mr. Toussaint?
Yeah, the rat, the rat situation, I do understand that, and I really didn't realize that rats can live off of practically anything, any type of thing. I mean, I had a problem for a minute myself when I had a bird feed, and I kind of had to nestle in the back up my bushes because I didn't want the birds pooping on my stuff by having it closer. And these were shells off of the bird seed that the birds would knock off, and they were actually manifested just off of the shells of a thing. Mr. O'Leary and I, we went through a rampage and must have caught about 12. And but it's also going to be all of our responsibility, and I don't have any problem anymore, but if we don't put the tops on our cans, they will get in there and they will live off of that. And we have so many neighbors that won't do that. They'll have their trash cans in the back of their homes and just leave the tops off, and rats can live off of that. So it's also going to be our responsibility between us to, you know, tell our neighbors, look, hey, put the tops on your trash cans. You know, make sure those are all that, and look and do that kind of thing, and that makes a really a big difference. Because I've had to do that. A couple of my neighbors, we have gone around and done that with some of our neighbors and made sure that happens. Unfortunately, it's one of those things that sometimes your trash can still works, but the top gets all mutilated, and unfortunately, you can't buy just the tops. So you do have to buy a whole new trash can. I think some people are a little hesitant about doing that. But anyway, it's going to be all. In the meantime, we have to watch ourselves and check with our neighbors and get after them about putting the tops on these trash cans. Another thing is I want to congratulate our Pioneers for beating Southfield 49-6.
That was a slaughter.
that was just awesome, and that was very entertaining there. And I was just so impressed also with the talent of our band and our cheerleaders. They were just magnificent. They're better than some of the college bands and cheerleaders that I have seen. So I was very proud to see that at the game. I was there, the mayor was there, and a few others were also there. Again, the African American Awards, Mayor Kendall won Mayor of the Year for that, Black Mayor of the Year. But also was Brenda Lawrence, also got an award, and everybody knows her. The mayor of Benton Harbor was also there. One of our speakers there was Letitia Jones, the deputy, Attorney General from New York. I'm sure you've all heard of her quite a bit, and you know how she's kind of prevented Donald Trump from, you know, doing quite a few different things in New York. And of course, we had our deputy director there for economic development, Irma Hayes, and her husband, Greg Bowman, who's now on the library board. He's there, and a few people here in the audience were also there. So I was glad to see that we were well represented there in support of our neighbor for that. Okay. Oh, also the award that Councilwoman Williams got, that was a very intensive training that she went through. And many who come out of that can eligible to be city managers or other higher level officials within their own government. So that was a pretty intensive training she went through on that, and I'm very proud of her. And she was in there, and mayors were in that training also. So I'm very proud that she's working to be a better councilwoman herself, just as many of others are. Anyway, that's all I have to say today.
Thank you. All right.
Okay. As far as the garbage trucks go, I thought I saw on the back of the garbage truck that little arm thing that tips the big garbage cans. I think that our garbage cans or our garbage trucks actually do have that technology on there. But maybe some of them do and some of them don't.
Right.
Maybe the newer ones have it and the older ones don't. I know what it looks like because up north in my cabin, we have to have that. And I saw that little arm and it's really efficient. It just goes into the machine and tips it up and it, doesn't mess up the lid or anything and then tips it back down. But maybe we should explore if people want to go ahead and purchase those big garbage cans, or if we can get grants for some of the garbage cans, if maybe we could go ahead and use them, because it actually is quite a bit less labor for the garbage men to use those than it is to have to pick up the bags and the garbage cans and all that. Because all they do, it just goes right in there, tip, puts it back down. Very, very efficient. And so I would like for us to explore that. Our new garbage company, we've had a lot of problems with them. I know they're improving somewhat in response to our complaints, but this is one thing, at least offering it. I've had so many people ask why we don't have that. And then a lot of my friends that ask that, or people that ask that, are maybe moving in from Detroit or another city that actually does have it. So, I mean, it seems to me that it would be helpful to get that, or at least check into it and see if it could be an option.
All right. All righty then. First of all, I'll tackle you with the trash thing. Detroit started this program almost 40 years ago.
Yeah, pretty much.
And there was money and there was grants at that time that would accommodated that. At this present time, with priority, we are locked into a contract and there's nothing we can really do about that. Even if we bought the cans, they don't necessarily have to pick them up. So we have to wait until, and the reason I'm bringing this back up is because we can't keep putting out half-truths in essence, because we can't do anything about the contract. Our contract right now is very fragile because Priority is very fragile company right now. So we are going to look into something like that for the future, but we have quite a few more years on our present contract, and if they sell this contract to somebody else, we will still be under the same contract. So we can think about it. If you can figure out possible grants for the future, that would be, nice to be done. But right now, we can't change our contract. All right. Anyway, once again, DeMario, thank you for your nomination as well for the African American Institute. It's really surprising because you don't know you're being nominated until after you're nominated. And I had no idea because I never seek out for accolades. My main job here is to make sure I service the people of Harper Woods. I don't need anybody to do an attaboy and pat me on my back. I get that from God. I don't think I need that from people, but it's nice to be appreciated. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. But what I do is I do for what I do for the citizens here in Harper Woods, contrary to those that don't believe it, but that's okay. I know what I do every day is to make sure the life of each and every one of you is better served, improved quality of life. And you can only do that when you work as a team and not as one person. And as our former mayor used to say, it is not a I game when you're in politics and when you're up here. It's a we situation. And we can only do things that's supposed to be for the best for our community. And I am a part of the we team. I am not an I person. Never have been, don't choose to be. You know, my grandmother always said, pretty is as pretty does. So it comes from the inside of you to be the best that you can be. That's it. I thank them for the accolades, and I appreciated it. And I was really surprised, but that doesn't make or break me. My whole job right now is to improve the quality of life for the citizens here in Harper Woods, period. So, thank you, and Mr. Jennings. Oh, I forgot, pasta dinner, please, everybody. I'm talking about, improving the quality of life. Our Lions Club, this is what we do every day when we serve the Lions Club, is to improve the quality of life of those less fortunate or those with disabled, hard of hearing, blind, leader dogs. We do all those. So we're having a pasta dinner on Saturday from 4 to 7 at the AMVETS. Now, you know the cost of living and everything has gone up, so our tickets is now, it's $20. And as Councilwoman LaPratt said to me back in the back room, she said that it's not just a dinner. You're going to contribute to the Lions Club to continue to do the job that they're doing. So our tickets is $20, all you can eat, and I would appreciate either you get the tickets from me or you please show up, because we need people to show up and eat on Saturday from 4 to 7. All right? And with that,
Mayor?
oh yes, we have a budget.
Like they did that one, you know, when you come in and then they
The
give you
drive-thru.
20 and then they put a thing in your car for a carry.
Will it be a drive-through?
Yeah, carry.
Oh, we don't do the drive-through, but you can get carry out.
Okay.
But if you want to drive through, you come up and you tell somebody to come get me and I'll bring it out to you. All right, now, we have to adjourn for the budget hearing.
Yeah, a motion.
I'll make the motion. to-
I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn to the budget workshop session.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? All right, now, the budget hearing is open to the public, so you're welcome to come in to hear the budget, hear about the budget. All right?